As a team for the Alliance, we've got a large group of guys here today, guys and girls. So please, the whole purpose of this morning is to get to know local suppliers and contractors. So within our team here, we've got I'm just trying to see Matt. Matt, can you put your hand up? Right. Matt's up the back. He's our industry capability advisor. Mary is about to put her hand up high. She's our procurement manager, so really important to know. Then we've got Phil and Daniel and Gaia and Abraham, who are down there in the back. Except I just got his name wrong. They're all from our engineering team, so as I think Leanne mentioned at the start, getting into the rail corridor, requires some special competencies. So, and really the type of work we're doing, those four guys are all over that type of work. So please ask them questions afterwards. And of course, then we have Marianne and Susanna from our communications team. So please take the time to meet everyone, because we really want to share things about our project and make sure that we can be making the right connections today. The partners of the Alliance are Rail Projects Victoria. They're the Department of State Government, which are delivering the project, and they're an Alliance member. V-Line, who's the rail operator, of course, are an Alliance member. Coleman Rail, who I work for and some of our team work for, they're the constructor. And ABR is our design partner, and they're not here today, but they're obviously part of the team and working to get all the designs ready. It is effectively a design and construct project. Coleman Rail is part of the Acciona Geotech Group, and the Acciona Geotech Group also owns Geotech Engineering, John Beaver Australia, and Acciona Constructions, as you can see there. The Acciona Geotech Coleman Group is really a diverse group of companies now, where we think that we can take a whole solution from the design element and the construction element right through to the maintenance element. Of course, it's the construction and design elements here that we are talking about. We have completed some recent works which are really similar to the Shepparton Line type project at Donnybrook and Wallen. Last year we completed station upgrades, and really what was most important about that job and the next job is that we had really great local supplier and subcontractor engagement, and really that's how we do business, and this is a key part to making all that come true, making these connections today. And the Ballarat Line Upgrade, which is a much bigger project, but it's the same thing. We did track works and station works and signalling works all the way along the Ballarat corridor. We had over 40 local contractors and suppliers engaged on that team. So really proves to be very beneficial when we can get local people involved in a project. This is the overall scheme. The Shepparton Line Upgrade is being delivered in 3 stages. Stage 1 has already been completed. Our project is for stage 2, and we'll talk about the scope of that in a minute. And stage 3 is future works, which is funded, but that's not awarded to anyone at this point in time. So you'll hear about stage 2 today, and maybe in a year's time you might be hearing the same thing about stage 3. So, of course, the Shepparton Line Upgrade is part of the $4 billion regional rail revival program that the state government has rolled out. Is it also federally funded, Susanna? Yes. Thank you. Stage 3 is, not stage 2, sorry about that. And Rail Projects Victoria is responsible for delivering the projects, which we already covered off, and the whole point of stage 2 is to make sure that velocity trains, which are the new modern train fleet from V-Line, can run on the Shepparton line, because you probably know they currently can't. You have the diesel locomotives with the carriages behind it. That's the whole purpose, to enable those trains and increase number of services to run to Shepparton. This is our scope, which begins the important part. So to make that happen, there's the project extends all the way from Donnybrook up to Shepparton, so it's 150 kilometres long, and we have bits spread out the whole way along there. So at each of the 59 level crossings between Donnybrook and Shepparton, we have to do a signalling upgrade so that those velocity trains can safely pass through those level crossings. We have to install a new, it says a CSR, it should be a local cable route. So in all of those locations we'll be trenching and installing conduits to put signalling cables in the ground. We need to increase an opportunity for trains to pass each other at Murchison East, so there'll be a whole bunch of track works that happens in that location. At Nagambie and Murchison East and Mooroopna, we have to extend the platforms because the current platforms are not long enough for the new trains, so we'll be putting precast foundations in and new platform extension to make the platform about 60 metres longer at each platform. We have to do new stabling, which is just on the north side of Shepparton, up near Graham Vale Road. So that's where the new trains will be stabled overnight. We need to upgrade stations for disability standards at Mooroopna and Murchison and Nagambie as well. And we've got to put in a train control system, which means the signalling system. But we already have a signalling contractor on board. I'm not expecting too many signalling contractors here today, Leanne, but that's okay. We did commence works in October last year, but we really have just been getting warmed up, so you probably haven't seen anything out this way yet, although we have done a bunch of investigation work. So we've had survey teams out and guys drilling holes to check out foundations and things. So that work has been finished now, but really where we're up to now is clearing. There was a bit of tree clearing in around Murchison at Easter, which was in the local news, but we're now starting the trenching works, and generally speaking, we're starting at the Melbourne end up near Donnybrook and working all the way down towards Shepparton with our trenching. So that's a picture from one of our work sites just last couple of weeks, and they're working down near Wandong at the moment. This is a schematic of our overall project, which is probably so small that you can't read, but on the left-hand side is Donnybrook Station, and right up at the top right is Shepparton, and we've divided our job up into 12 different zones, so it's easier for us to manage, and we can plan works in Zone 1, then Zone 2, then Zone 3, but it does all overlap. That's a bit of an oversimplification, but you can see how our scope is spread out across the 150 kilometres. And this is then about what our program looks like. It's the program for just this year. The overall project goes right through to the end of next year for Stage 2. But you can see as we started, well, of course, we're in quarter 2 now. We've already started construction in the Donnybrook Station and the Dry Creek Road end, but as you move down the page on the left-hand side, you can see the other sections where we will start construction. So then, whether or not it's in July or August or September or October, we'll gradually be opening up more and more work fronts. So that's really where we need extra help and extra contractors and extra everything to make that all happen. This is like a list of all of the different elements that we need. Now will this become available to everyone who's turned up, Leah? Okay, so I don't have to read through it all, but you can see through with stations and platforms. We'll be doing precast and concrete and foundations and surfacing and asphalt and line marking and CCTV and lighting, and there's all of the things that you would normally need in any sort of building construction. We'll still be doing that at the platforms, but it's sort of a smaller scale at each location. At our local cable route or each of the level crossings, then at each site we've got to do a lot of trenching and conduit installation and service proving and clearing and grubbing, and then we need supplies for quarry and concrete and all of those. For our track and civil works, and they're really concentrated in the two areas. Murchison East, there's a large amount, and at Shepparton, there's a large amount, but that's really just where our track works is at the moment. And again, we'll need, where you can see all the list of the things there. Oh, and of course at Shepparton, we also have to build buildings for the drivers to rest in, or the maintainers to have all of their stuff stored there too. So they're all of the physical things we're building. What's not on the slide is that probably to help a lot of those things happen, we need logistics as well. So we need deliveries, and we need cleaning, and we need stationers, and we need all the things that will make an office work, because we'll have site offices at Shepparton and Murchison, and we've already have one at Seymour. So, and then we'll have little satellite offices which will pop up all over the place. So all of those things need those facilities to make them run. Like Andrew said, we are also required to have ABCC compliance. So it's easy enough to work out what you have to do for that, but I'll just suggest that everyone looks on the government website to see what the requirements are. It's not onerous, but it is something that we do need to make sure that all of our contractors are ABCC compliant. Matt is our principal contact, I should say, as we said, that he's up the back. But again, the whole team is here to meet everyone today, and of course it's really important for everyone to be registered on ICN, which I'm guessing probably everyone is already, but either way we need to be able to meet everyone. And that gets us to if we have any questions. Otherwise we're happy to take individual questions immediately after, whilst everyone is milling around.